So now P block of 12th class that we are starting. So that we are starting with what, that nitrogen family, right? So in P block earlier in class 11th we have studied few concepts like inert pair effect. So inert pair effect is what? So we said in P block elements the general electronic configuration is what it is, ns2 np126. This is the general electronic configuration P block elements. P block elements are what? So this we have studied earlier in class 11. That the elements in which the last electron it enters in what, that P subshell. These elements they are what, they are P block elements. Fine. The periodic table distribution of these elements is what? It is from group number 13 to group number 18. General valence shell electronic configuration of these elements, it is what? So it is NH2 NP126. Helium is the only element which does not belong to this configuration. Rest other elements they show this general electronic configuration. Fine. This we have studied earlier. Now what we say, in P block all the types of elements, that is non-metals, metalloids and metals, they are present, and hence chemistry of P block is quite diversified. These elements in combined they will be exhibiting all the types of properties, that is properties of non-metals, those of metalloids and as well as of metals. Fine. In P block we have studied one more concept, and that is what, that concept of inert pair effect in group number 13 and group number 14. So we'll be defining it only, will not be going into the greater details as we have studied the concept earlier. What we say in P block elements, as we move down in a group, what it happens, so we say this electron pair, S electron pair which is present in the valency shell, this S electron pair it becomes increasingly reluctant in bond formation. Fine. In P block elements, as we are moving down in the group, the valency shell S electron pair it becomes what? It becomes increasingly inert towards bond formation. So this inertness of this valency shell electron pair, this only is known as what, that inert pair effect. So the tendency to show inert pair effect it increases down in a group. Bismuth it shows it bismuth, or it is what, the last elements of these group, they show this inert pair effect to the maximum extent. So details of it we have studied already. Now we are entering into the individual details of nitrogen family. Fine. So in nitrogen family, these members they are known as what? These are called nicosans. The nitrogen family members in general these are called nicosans. The group members are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth and moscovium. Fine. These group elements they are what? First one is nitrogen, then phosphorus, then arsenic, then antimony, then bismuth, and then it is moscovium. Clear? Now, second is what, that occurrence of these elements. The general electronic configuration, valency shell electronic configuration of nitrogen group members, it is what? NH2NP3. Fine? The general electronic configuration of nitrogen family members is what it is? NH2NP3. Now next is what, that occurrence. These elements of these groups they occur as follows. So we say in air nitrogen is present in what it is? 78% by volume. In air or atmosphere nitrogen it is present as 78% by volume. In earth crust nitrogen it is present in form of what? Nitrate, and one is what, that sodium nitrate which is called that chili saltpeter, right? And other is what, that KNO3 which is known as what, that Indian saltpeter, or it is also called that Bengal saltpeter, right? So in earth crust nitrogen it is found in the form of nitrate. One is what, that NaNO3 which is called chili saltpeter, and other is what, that KNO3 which is known as what, that Indian saltpeter or Bengal saltpeter. Fine. Next is what? So we say phosphorus. Phosphorus it is found in minerals of apatite family. Fine. Phosphorus it is found in what? The minerals of apatite family. Apatite family members they have general formula what? It is Ca9PO4 whole 6 dot CaX2. Fine. General formula of minerals of apatite family, it is what, that Ca9PO4 whole 6 dot CaX2, where X may be fluorine, chlorine, or it is OH. Fine. If F is present here, this becomes what, that fluoraptite. Fine. So the general formula for the members of minerals of apatite family. It is what that Ca9PO4 whole 6 dot CaX2, where X, it may be fluorine, chlorine or OH. Clear? Now next is what we say, the member, this minerals of apatite family, these are found in what? Phosphate rocks. Minerals of apatite family, these are found in what? Phosphate rocks. Phosphorus, it is also found in bones and cells. Apart from this, phosphorus, it is also found in what? So we say it is bones and cells. Okay. Now next is what? So we say phosphoproteins. These are present in milk and eggs also. Phosphoproteins, these are present in milk and eggs also. Now the next members, that is arsenic, antimony and bismuth. These members, these are mainly found as sulfides. Fine. Arsenic, antimony and bismuth, these are mainly found in the form of their sulfides. Clear? Now next one is what that? Moscovium. So moscovium is what it is? So we say it is a radioactive element and it is synthetic. All the elements after 92 uranium, these are what? The man-made elements. This we have studied earlier in the periodic properties. Fine. So moscovium, which is what that last member, about which no further detailing will be done in the whole chapter. Only one thing which you have to keep in mind, and that is what? It is that it is a synthetic element and it is radioactive in nature. Clear? After occurrence, what we will be seeing? The periodic trends in the properties. So the very first is what that? Atomic radii. Fine. So about atomic radii, what we say? As we are moving down in the group, atomic radius it increases. Like every other family, what we are finding? So we are finding that as we are moving down in a group in this nitrogen family, the atomic radius it is going to be increased. So nitrogen, it is the smallest and bismuth, it is the largest. Fine. When we talk about what that? Ionic radius. Ionic radii. So for ionic radii, 3 oxidation state we are considering. So for nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic, the ionic radius data which is given in NCERT, it is what? It is for M3 negative. While for antimony and bismuth, the ionic radius is given for tri-positive cation. Fine. So as these are anions, they are going to be larger than cations. So the size, the ionic radius, that follows what trend? It is AS3 negative more than P3 negative more than N3 negative more than Bi3 positive more than what that? AS3 positive. Fine. So this is quite unusual, this data, and this might be a direct question. So this you have to keep in memory. Fine. Now about ionization enthalpy, what we say? So we say ionization enthalpy of these elements, nitrogen family members, it is quite high. Fine. Ionization enthalpy of nitrogen family members is quite high, and this we have studied in 11th class. And it is because of what? So we say these elements, they have what? Exactly half field electronic configuration. Fine. All these elements, they are having what that? NP3, which is exactly half field configuration, which is what? Exceptionally stable type of electronic configuration. So it is quite difficult to withdraw electrons from this configuration, and hence correspondingly ionization enthalpy, it is higher. Fine. So ionization enthalpy in general for these group members, it is quite high. It is more than that of carbon family members as well as from oxygen family members. Its ionization enthalpy is higher. It is expected. It is expected because of what? That stable electronic configuration. As it is, as these family members, these are lying on the right hand side of carbon, and hence this is going to be, and hence this is expected to be more than that of what? It is expected to be more than that of corresponding members of carbon family. But their ionization enthalpy, it is even higher than those of oxygen family members, which is quite unexpected, because oxygen family members, they are lying on the right hand side of nitrogen family members, but still ionization enthalpy of nitrogen family members is higher, and this is due to what? This stable electronic configuration. Fine. Now next is what? So we say as we move down in a group, so what it is increasing? Size of the atoms, it is increasing, and as the size of atom it is increasing, and correspondingly what it will decrease? So we say it is ionization enthalpy, it decreases. Fine. So as we move down in a group, ionization enthalpy, it decreases. Clear? Now what we say for removal of these 3 electrons from p orbital. What we say, with successive loss of electron, ionization enthalpy it increases, and this again is common. Successive ionization enthalpies, they're always higher. Ionization energy 3, that is going to be more than that of 2, and ionization enthalpy 2, that is going to be more than that of ionization enthalpy 1. Is it clear? Now, when we compare about that second and third ionization energy, so again they also decrease while we are moving down the group, but an exception it lies, right? Bismuth is expected to be having what? The least ionization energy, first, second and third all, but bismuth shows what? Its ionization, its second and third ionization energy, that is more than that of, what we say, it is lesser than that of antimony. What we are saying, as we move down in the group, ionization enthalpy it decreases. So bismuth is expected to having what? Is expected to be having the least ionization energy, but its ionization energy, second and third ionization energy, that is more than that of antimony. Fine. So second and third ionization energy, that is least for antimony rather than that of bismuth. In first ionization energy, no exception is seen. Clear? Now, next is what? So we said is electronegativity. So what we say, in general, these elements, these are quite electronegative, but electronegativity, it decreases down the group. Fine, because as we are moving down in a group, what it happens? So we say it is metallic character, it increases, and with the increase in metallic character, electronegativity it decreases. So electronegativity decreases down the group. For antimony and bismuth, according to NCERT data, their electronegativity is equal, that is 1.9 each. Though this value you are not supposed to remember, but still, what we say, antimony and bismuth, they are having equal electronegativity as per the data of NCERT. Clear? Now, next is what? So we say it is physical properties. So in physical properties, what we say, nitrogen is gaseous, rest of the members, they are solid. Fine. What we are saying, nitrogen, the first member of the series, first member of the group, that is what it is gaseous in nature, while the other members, they are what? They are solids. Is it clear? Now, next is what? So we say nitrogen and phosphorus, these are non-metals. Arsenic and antimony, these are what? These are metalloids, while bismuth is what? It is metallic in nature. What we are saying, nitrogen and phosphorus, these are non-metallic. Arsenic and antimony, these are metalloids, while this bismuth, it is what? It is metallic in nature. Clear? This property is quite obvious, because as we are moving down the group, size of the atom, it is increasing, and electronegativity, it is decreasing, or the electropositive character, it was increasing. So with the increase in electropositive character, what it happens, that metallic character, it increases. So as we are moving down in a group, size of the atom was increasing, and hence correspondingly electropositive character was increasing, and that is why this behavior we are seeing. Nitrogen, phosphorus, non-metal, arsenic, antimony, metalloid, and bismuth as metal. Is it clear? Now, next is what? It is their melting point. So abnormality in melting point is observed. Highest melting point is for arsenic, then it is for antimony, then it is bismuth, phosphorus, and then nitrogen. Order of melting point is what? So we say it is arsenic, more than antimony, more than bismuth, more than phosphorus, more than nitrogen. Clear? Then order of boiling point, that again is abnormal. No regular trend is observed. Here antimony is having the highest boiling point, followed by bismuth, then is arsenic, then phosphorus, and least for nitrogen. Clear? The order of boiling point, that again is abnormal, and that is what? So we say it is antimony, more than bismuth, more than arsenic, more than phosphorus, more than nitrogen. Clear? Now next is what? That order of density. So in density, no exception is found. Fine. As we are moving down in the group, density, it is expected to be increased, and it is increasing. So in density, no exception is found. Bismuth is most dense, followed by antimony, then comes arsenic, then comes phosphorus, and then nitrogen. No exception is seen in it. Is it clear? Now the last one is what? That allotropy. So according to NCERT, what we say, nitrogen is the only member which does not show allotropy, while other members of the group, they show what? That allotropy. Is it fine? Though there is contradiction from the reference book, but we are following what that NCERT. So what we are saying, in allotropy, nitrogen is the only member of the group which does not show allotropy. The rest of the members, they show what? They show allotropy. Is it fine? Now, so we are done with this. Chemical properties we'll be seeing in the next section. Okay.